Alright, yeah, you can tell them, say keep it just as close as long, just as hot.
That's what I was asking him about the other day. I want to get a 45 quart cooler. I think I don't know how big a 45 cooler is.
They're heavy, like.
They're like 219 for a 45 quart.
The cooler themselves.
Yeah, I've got 120 back in my boat. I can't even already pick it up and pick it off there.
So if they say it takes 2 minutes to lift the empty cooler.
It weighs over 100 pounds.
Yeah, wait.
And I've got a cushion on mine. I bought the cushion that you can sit on it.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
can keep my tackle box in there and I can sit on it in the bed. And then I've got another 55 quart one up in the front that I can sit on the bed. And I put soaps and stuff in it.
Yeah.
I don't ever keep it.
Ready?
Yeah, I guess we need to go. It's, we'll call this meeting in order. I've got 6:30 exactly. All members are here. Everyone stand for the pledge of allegiance.
And you put a pledge first, sorry. Dear Heavenly Father, help us to work together tonight and to have clarity of thought and mind that we may be able to work on the budgets and do them in a way that would be pleasing to the citizenship. Help us that we may be able to see the things that the city needs and to provide those things that the city needs. Help us that we may be able to keep in mind that this tax money is a trust that is given to us. And we ask for thy blessing in all that we do. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't think Macro is gonna be here. I talked to him 30 minutes after you did today. It's there, you know. Any announcements?
Only announcement I have is, we will not be appointing, Dwayne Hall to the city council. He had sent me a request to pull his name.
Okay.
I have one on 9/11. It's a Sunday. And from 7:46
AM?
a.m.
Okay.
to 8:03, we're gonna have a 17-minute salute at the fire station.
All this is at fire station?
All those in front of the fire station.
Is it?
You need to be there. You need to be there by 7:30.
Yeah, so we agreed to take over the church parking lot and the RV if needed. This is a salute for the fallen firefighters, 9/11. We've asked some of the other fire departments to join us as well. This has been going on over at East Tawakoni for the last 4 years, I believe we've been involved in it. But they made some changes over there, so instead of just letting the event just fall off, we're gonna bring it over here to West Tawakoni.
I just figured it had more room for it.
Well, you can't, you gotta line up the right way.
We want you to be able to drive by and see it.
Okay, okay.
It's over at 8:03. And what it is, all the firefighters will sit out there to salute for 17 minutes. It's a long time to hold you on.
It is.
I remember last.
I don't know.
The last one I did, I was on the fire truck.
One of the things.
I remember you're like,
Okay, so
Oh, go ahead.
there have been several social media posts lately hitting on wrongdoing and collusion with our members of our council. I just want to go on record as saying that I've never discussed with Leon, Kevin, or Chris any issue of city business that would call for a vote prior to our meeting. Nor have I ever shared my preferences on any matter that we were going to discuss with them prior to our meeting. Furthermore, I believe to discuss city matters over social media shows a lack of integrity and a lack of respect for this council and for this city. I would hope in the future we would all show restraint in criticizing our city. It's not my intention to bring contention into this meeting, but rather to defend my reputation. Looking forward, I would like to put all this past us. I would like to forgive one another, and I would like to work for the betterment of our city. Also, I would like to apologize to Dwayne Hall for any embarrassment that this council has caused him. And to say that he has wonderful credentials. And it was just kind of a slip off on our part of not actually checking to see when his voter registration was registered. And I would hope that in the future he would run again for an office.
And the only thing I've got is school has started back up, so we all need to be aware of that. It's been a while since, it seems like it's been a long time since at school, but and it's rolled around again, so everybody needs to be aware of the buses and the kids getting off the buses and everything. And it really pertains to the people out there. The Quinlan ISD is fervently looking for bus drivers. You work about 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and then you come back in the afternoon for 2 or 3 hours or something. You're paid $22 an hour. You get full benefits, everything, but you only work part-time. So if there's anybody out there that wants, they'll have to get your CDL, everything. But it's a good job for somebody who's looking for something, with a little bit of money. But that's it. That's all I got.
You want to mention Zoom? The Zoom, that this is, we're not having Zoom tomorrow night or moving forward.
Okay, yeah, I'll make that announcement. What I did some calculations on YouTube as far as the number of views and things like that. And what I did, I wrote down 29 Zoom meetings, which totaled 833 views, total views. Now that to view and manipulate the number of views, you have to go to that video and watch it for 30 seconds minimum 30 seconds, and it counts at 30 seconds or 31 seconds, it counts as a view. So if you're going, some of these meetings have 68 people. I believe was probably some things going on within our group that people were talking about on the outside that drew a lot of attention. I don't know which one it was, what the meeting was about, but I tried it. And Carl and I manipulated the numbers ourselves by trying to figure it out. And I finally you reached out to YouTube, and that's what they told me. In 30 seconds, it counts as a view. So anyway, my math came down towards less than 2% of the population. If you take the number of views and divide them by the number of people, the population, you come up to like 1.08 or something like that, just under, not too far under 2%. So that being said, it takes at least an hour for the ladies to download these meetings. Our fear is that if we wait till the next day, we may lose that information. So the ladies, they come in early to get the Zoom set up. So we're paying quite a bit of money for something that, just the other day, this place was full. And today we have nobody in attendance today. So COVID's been gone a long time. I think it's time to move forward. Anybody else have anything you want to add to that, or?
Oh, what do you do?
Cut down the,
Tell them that.
Why you did?
Oh,
yeah,
This will be the last meeting that we
This
do.
will be the last Zoom meeting.
yeah. So I know this may upset a few, very few, because there's hardly anybody that looks at them. I think the last one meeting we had, there was 10 or 11 views. And Carla and I manipulated it up to 19, just playing with it and see how it works, stuff like that, so. It was a true number. Anyway, moving on to number 5, citizens input. We have no citizen in the house. I guess we'll move on to budget workshops. You see, we didn't have any visitors.
We have one.
Yes.
In your file, you should have municipal court tech fund, municipal court building security fund, occupancy tax fund, and the INS, as well as USDA. It should be in your packet. Yeah, right there. Man. We can't backdate it or backtrack it.
That, well, she was walking in with ex. She can speak if she wants.
Okay.
Carl Turnipseed here.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I thought you did.
I do have something to address the council with that I need clarification on.
Okay, okay.
And that would be Friends of the Park. Where are we at with that? Are we done with Friends of the Park? Do we need to form another, not a committee under the city, but another group of folks that wants to put on events, or how are we gonna handle that? And I do understand y'all can't repeat that to me, so if someone will get back to me at a later date, I would greatly appreciate it.
That would be your house.
Thank you.
I think I've told you what we would do.
We'll talk all the time.
I told you a long time ago. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I may say something, I might remember it about now. I'll say it, you talk. Anyway, let's get on to the municipal court fund. On here, you'll see what the budget was for this past year, and you'll see the actuals. And then you'll see the budget, actually, the budget for 21-22 and the proposed budget out to the right.
This tech fee comes from tickets. This is from ticket writing from the police department. This is set aside in this fund, and that is approximately what we'll be bringing in. We have actually brought in 1,100 this year, and we're proposing 1,400 next year. And that would be an increase in tickets, because last year we only had John for the majority of the year.
Okay, these are traffic, all that, not code.
No, this is traffic. This is a portion that, how much is that comes off the ticket?
70%.
That.
It's like 70% of the state if you get 30. So that 14, actually, the actual next to $1,114. I guess that's reflective of our portion of the ticket, and the other 70% goes to the state.
Mhm. And the expenses, we're estimating of $2,000 in case there is something that we need that can
Oh,
be paid for
yeah,
with
right.
this, which there's not a lot that you can use in the tech fund for that.
Right, well, you never know if a computer goes down or anything like that.
And that's about all that we buy.
Is everybody, you have any questions on the tech fund? Okay, over on the next page, is the municipal court take place a profit and loss. So these are easier to read for me than the other one. And it looks like the,
Yeah, that's just showing you what the actual was.
yeah,
And your readiness page under your court building security fund. Municipal court building
Yeah.
security fund.
And this is the same thing. This, what we have bought with this in the past is this,
okay.
metal detector and, that's, the same way we anticipated that, we'll possibly get 1,500, we may get more. And, if there is something that the judge requests that we can, spend, we can, but we could also do a budget amendment if it's more than that 1,500 we have in there. So, that would be something that might be required by the court, that would be allowed. So this is a small budget as well.
So this is different than the tech fund.
Uh-huh. This one is the security fund. This is also comes off the tickets. They separate portions where it is applied on the ticket. Mhm.
Okay, everybody any questions or comments concerning that? The next one is a building security fund proposed budget. Let's see that.
That's one to be there. That's one we just did.
Occupancy tax.
Occupancy tax.
Well, just, must have to,
Oh, that's not too bad.
that's what I thought. Yeah, sure.
There's 2 pages for each one.
Yeah.
When you get the profit and loss, and then you get one like this.
Yeah, no, I know, but I had two of them.
He has two
I had two
same
proposed,
thing.
but that's what it is. So. Okay, now we're at the occupancy tax. Wow. That top one, oh, not the top one, income account. So is it, we anticipating $7,000 in hotel tax and income?
We have brought in 76. Wait a minute.
7,600.
We brought in 6,069 this year, and we budgeted last year 7,600. That's, those two lines are reversed. And we're proposing that we're gonna bring in 7,000. This is what is paid by your Anchor Inn and also by the Wagon Wheel. It used to be like Country Motel and Bowers Cabins, but they no longer are included in the occupancy tax. They don't pay taxes.
Why they're long stays?
The Karen's, excuse me, the Lake Country Motel, they are rentals. They're not considered as a hotel motel.
She's renting them out for more than 30 days at a time, is what she's doing now. And
Didn't
that,
that change the zoning of that? Is that legal?
Actually, there's no CO.
So right.
Well, it's not there.
There's probably some work to be done, of course, that's a whole different.
Yeah.
Of course, a different day, but
Especially if it's taking,
yeah, there's
take away our.
there probably need to be a target there for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And this expense is paying for the utilities in the park, but you see that it's paid right back. The only reason that it comes out of there is because it's drafted out of that account each month, and it was put that way, so it would be separate. Just let you know how much the park utilities were. And the park utilities are paid back by general fund.
Okay, so here, the 76.98 was the actual totals to date.
So what are we using the occupancy tax on currently then?
The occupancy tax fund is not being used on anything. I enclosed there a description of what it can be used on.
Correct, yeah.
It's pretty
And
good.
it
Yeah,
can
it
only be used for motor tourism and convention. So that is, until we have something set, we really do not need to do anything with that money.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it another time.
But if something comes up, like I said, on the other budget, you can always do a budget amendment if you don't have, you know, a proposal that's,
So that 3,000, proposed park utilities, that 3,000
mhm,
is the number you're talking about, and that's why the transfer from the general fund reimburse utilities is in parentheses, so it's a wash.
It's only, and so it's coming out of this account, but we're not actually using.
every bit that comes out of it, it is paid back by general fund. We have to pay it back.
So why are we not just going through the general fund and paying the utilities?
So we can keep it separate because general fund has about, I would say about 13 electric bills. And water sewer has more than that with all of the lift stations and everything else. We try to separate it so it makes it a little easier to identify.
Okay, okay. I understand what you're saying. So we're still effectively doing the law, but we're just taking it out of that account.
Mhm. Yeah,
And the actuals in the budget on, cash in the bank. I had no idea. There's a lot of projects we can do and stay within the guideline, the state guideline.
Something like that needs to be a upcoming workshop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They could do a lot, they could put, well, we'll talk about it.
mhm.
Anyway, the next one being the P and L part, is a breakdown. The next page is about the hot tax, that all is hotel tax, but they call it hot tax. Under the Texas law, local hot revenue can be used only to directly promote tourism and the convention/hotel industry. This means that the proceeds should be spent on projects or events that result in visitors or attendees staying overnight in the community, generating more hotel tax.
Yeah, I think he was explaining that part, so.
Also, I have a bunch more on that hotel occupancy tax that whenever I first joined the council, I had looked up. So I've got several pages of what exactly it can be spent on when we do decide to use it.
The page of the goodies.
Oh, yeah.
We need to go ahead and note to schedule some kind of workshop and start looking at that.
Yeah,
Get through the
because
budget.
Yeah.
the money that's piling up there, we've got an opportunity to do a lot of your things. So, can we find a time or a date or whatever, Annette, that we can address that, or should we just wait until the budget is completely finished?
well,
And
we need to, I feel like we need to finish our budget.
Okay.
We could probably move on in
So let's-
September.
So let's do this. Let's make a note that on our last budget workshop agenda, we have a line item that we set a date for a workshop to discuss improvements or whatever it may be.
I like that.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And this, just so everybody knows, the last meeting is gonna be the
You're
30th.
saying occupancy.
Yeah, yes, the occupancy fund, to figure out how we would utilize the occupancy fund
Right.
within the park or to attract tourism, whatever our guidelines are. But just to discuss the occupancy tax fund. And we can put a line item in our last budget workshop agenda.
That's fine, and that'll be the 30th, right?
That's gonna be the 31st is going to be
I
the
thought the 30th was all
public
right.
hearing.
I looked at it.
I'm gonna say, it is the 30th, excuse me. 30th is
Sure.
our public hearing. We have scheduled the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of next week for council meetings for workshops. We could put it on the 24th.
Well,
And-
I think we're all in agreement, so let's wait till we get the budget.
Or put it on our September agenda.
Yeah,
Be good.
About that.
Just put it on our September
Let's
agenda.
get through all this. and-
yeah, we're just doing easy stuff right now, we if we're gonna fix,
Let's make it easy. Put it on our September agenda. We'll discuss it on our September agenda.
Yeah,
We also bring up, who pays for the electric bill in the park when we have these events that go on, because there's like a 109% of the budget used at this moment. So evidently, there's either events that are going on and it's in excess and no one's paying anything back to the city. So events are actually not contributing anything to the utilities of the city. That's water and electricity.
yeah.
So if we could add that to the list, that would be great.
Okay, all right, moving on to this interest sinking fund number 2. That carryover, that's a carryover. When you have ad valorem tax, are you, is that how much money is gonna be used out of the ad valorem, from the ad valorem tax, or? Why is that amount so little,
The 49,000,
you know?
that is how much that we're anticipating we're going to, bring in, and then we had an excess collection. I don't have the form with me, but when we had the notice of our tax rate, it had all of the amounts in that. And that we needed $72,747 to
For the INS,
For-
okay.
to make
Okay.
these payments for this upcoming.
I would read it like that's all, you know, this is our general fund proposed income.
Okay. No, this is INS income.
Yeah, I got you.
And this is what, according to the breakout of how that it accounts for that $72,747.
Yeah,
And then our payments are for the loan payment for Rabbit Cove Road, the police unit, which is going to be a 3-year note. Public Works vehicles, those are going to be a 5-year note. And the excavator is going to be a 5-year note.
Are those gonna be annual or monthly payments?
These payments, if you look down at the bottom here, these payments start 4/15 of 23.
Okay,
That gives us plenty of time to collect tax money and for it to make those payments.
but it'll be a monthly loan.
It's just one
One
payment.
payment, 1 year.
Yeah, oh, one payment,
Yes.
okay,
Mhm.
like the other ones have been, I just wanted to clarify. Any questions, comments, concerns, or anybody?
Straightforward.
Moving on, well, the next one is just the P and L. The next one is the USDA construction account. And this is construction account, isn't this USDA on the water plant?
Yes, it is. It's on, see down at the bottom, it was,
Phase 1 and 2.
phase 1 and 2 of the water plant. They're back, they were back years ago. These are 40-year notes. This is a 40-year loan.
Do you know what year it was you started at?
The
First thing, it's that water tower, right?
Well, not the
It
tower.
was,
plant.
February 2013.
Oh, then it must have been, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's
These
the
were,
whole plant.
this was when, I believe they upgraded, and what, Tonka, they come out and installed the, new plant, and since then, we have had the different phases. Now, we have other, but that's in the water sewer budget we'll be talking about tomorrow night. But
Okay,
this is on the phase 1 and 2.
okay. Anybody, any questions, concern, or anything? I thought we were-
Let's check it.
I was gonna say Jacob. Any comments on this one? Moving on to the,
Yeah, that's just the treasury stuff for that.
Okay.
Thank you, motion we adjourn.
I second.
Motion wasn't read.
Huh?
Sorry, the motion wasn't read, sir. It's on you, sir.
So
Number 7,
adjournment, and you said,
I make a motion we adjourn.
okay, yeah.
I second.
And, okay, it is adjourned.
Yes.
59.
Right, it's kind of
59.
39 and 30.
I vote yes to adjourn.
When brothers all in favor.
Um,
Is unanimous.